Welcome everybody to the SharePoint Hackathon video showcase stories. And in this video, we're going to talk about, or we're going to have a chat with the winners in the SharePoint Framework category. So we did have 4 categories, and one of the categories was SharePoint Framework within the SharePoint Hackathon 2025. With me here is Angelo and Fabio from Apvee company, who won and created the best submission for SharePoint Framework category. Can you do a quick intro of who you are, and then let's talk about a bit about what did you submit?
I'm starting. I'm Fabio Franzini. I'm the CEO of Apvee Solutions, and we are creating this awesome web part that today we talk about.
Yes, Angelo.
My name is Angelo Gulisano. I am a Microsoft MVP for business application. I'm working on SharePoint since 2010 version, and I spend most of my time with Fabio and Apvee Solution.
I missed to mention that I'm a Microsoft MVP too, in 2 categories, but Microsoft 365 Dev and and BizUp.
Yes. Now, can you do a quick intro on the Apvee company? So can you do, what is an Apvee company? What does the Apvee does? Is this your date thing in Apvee? Is this a product which you're offering? What would you submit? Or in general, who would contact Apvee?
Yeah, so Apvee, it's an Italian-based company. We start our journey to make consultancy, of course, to our customers that we have in Italy, but not only in Italy. We work across Europe, and we have some customers in the United States. And we work as on a consultancy company, but we start to build some products that this Apvee dashboard, it's one of the products that we start to implement. But the idea is that we have more than one. This is just one, but we have another product that it's the content flow that we are working on that product from maybe 1.5 years. That basically use this dashboard and the Apvee content flow use artificial intelligence behind the scenes to improve the daily work of the people.
Yep, makes perfect sense. Now, can we talk a bit about the hackathon before we see the dashboard and submission live? But can we talk about why did you join on the hackathon? What was the hackathon? Why did you join, and how would you any feelings about the hackathon? Was that beneficial for you?
Yeah, of course. The hackathon, it's a great way to present our ideas, our products to entire the world, and this is one sample. It was very simple because the instruction to participate was very clear, and we are submitted our idea of solution based completely on SharePoint Framework, that it's one of the category of the hackathon. It's not an open source project because it's a product of the company, but it's a simple way to showcase our product to the entire M65 community in a very simple way, because you need just to participate by recording a video and then fill an issue on GitHub to be part of this hackathon.
Yeah.
In addition to that, why not? We are enjoying when we build our solutions, so why not?
Yeah. So and again.
Just one thing, and the hackathon was one of spark of add the artificial intelligence to the Apvee dashboard, because this solution was born without AI, and because the AI was not one requirement, but was one thing that was appreciated to be part of the solution in the hackathon. We start to make the idea but we can integrate AI inside our dashboard, and then we can show inside the hackathon. And this is the result.
Yep, absolutely. It came out really, really nice for sure. Let's actually go to the live demo, and then we can talk about a bit about the your experiences of SPFX and development and AI integration, all of that after that.
Yeah.
But let's do a live demo within your submission and the solution from Apvee, and then we'll come back on the discussion on other topics after that.
Yes. So basically, the Apvee dashboard, it's on a SharePoint Framework web part. We like very much to build solution on top of SharePoint Framework because for us, it's the best way to create solution for Microsoft 365 because there is a completely hosted inside SharePoint. It's a robust framework to develop an application. We can use of course, the Fluent UI, in this case, the Fluent UI 9, to have the same look and feel of the Microsoft 365. So it's a great framework to develop not only web part, but a real application. And Apvee dashboard, it's one of this kind of application that you can create. So yes. I'm start to show you the Apvee dashboard, not in SharePoint, but inside the Microsoft 365 Copilot website. So the office.com website. Why? Because with SharePoint Framework, we can create application that will be hosted not only in SharePoint, but in Microsoft 365 Copilot, in Outlook as an application, or of course in Teams as a personal app. And of course, because it's on a web part, we can host inside on a SharePoint page in a different section from large to one column without any problems. Yep. The idea of the dashboard, the Apvee dashboard, it's to implement a simple way for the users to organize at this moment personal information, but in the future we can add more widget to have a complete solution. So to aggregate personal information inside on a quick view inside on a real dashboard that you can personalize. So at this time, we are implemented the My Inbox that show the mail that you have in the inbox, the My File, the My Today agenda with the show just the events of today, some one widget to show my task that come from oh my god, I don't remember. Angelo,
did ask you
planner? Sorry,
for planner. Yes.
My to do
project to do.
My to do that come from the to do app. Yep. Or of course flagged emails that at this time I don't have, and two additional widget, one for embed on a single page, or another one to embed on a Canvas app. This is very, very cool. Of course, the user are able to personalize by drag and drop the widget, change some settings, add more widget, in this case, again, Power Apps or embed page, and of course, save. The best part of this is that by using, of course, SharePoint Framework and the SharePoint and the Graph API, we are able to bring all this information from M365, but we can save this information. For example, the position and the layout of the dashboard, we are able to save inside the OneDrive folder, the personal folder for apps inside OneDrive. In this way, if I reload, for example, Outlook with the same application, I'm able to see that the layout, it's the same that we have here inside the M365 website. So the idea now was to integrate artificial intelligence in our solution. Of course, Microsoft has Copilot as the entry point for artificial intelligence, but in this case, we start to think, okay, but in which way we can simplify the access of insight regarding my inbox, my agenda, my task, and so on for the user. So again, by using the Graph API, we are able to bring all this information, and by using our service that use Azure AI Foundry, we are able to generate, for example, a simple recap inside the dashboard. to inform the user that in this case I have 7 important emails, 2 events, and 4 tasks for today, and some little suggestion on how I have to do today. But the most important part is this button, because in this button we are able to analyze everything. So inbox, the emails, the calendar, the tasks, and we are able to generate, for example, for the daily tab, on a daily recap. So on a summary that take all the information, and with the artificial intelligence, we are able to generate on a summarization of what I have to do today. Some reminders, actionable. So if I click, I'm able to open, for example, Planner. In this case, I have Planner, but I have one event. So if I click, no, it's not working. Great. If I click, I'm able to open on a link. Sometimes the links not works because are generated by artificial intelligence, and sometimes based on the data that we have. But sometimes the links will be broken. It's something that we have to fix. And some suggestion regarding how to organize the day. The same for emails. In this case, we generate a summary of the last emails that I have in the inbox. For each mail, I'm able to extract information like this one, for example. Inform the user of the tone of the email, if it's negative or good, or it's not good. Some warnings, that this means that the user need to pay attention of the content of the email, as some suggestion on how the user have to do to resolve the topic of the mail. You're able to see that the UI, this is one very cool feature. The UI, it's completely generating in streaming. This is very interesting. It's the same concept of Copilot. Usually Copilot generate text in a streaming mode, but we move the same concept to generate by using the Fluent UI and our service to generate the UI in streaming. So every time that we have new information that the service sent to the client, we are able to catch this information and then generate the new UI for each mail and so on. The same thing of the agenda. In this case, we analyze the today meeting, again, on a summarization of the meeting that I have today, and for each meeting, based on the information that I have inside the description of the meeting, we can generate a description, some suggestion like take some minutes of the break for the next meeting, and then some suggestion on how to prepare for the meeting. And the last one, it's the tasks, and it's the same thing. This is the way to analyze the tasks that we have inside Planner. In this case, we can click and then open directly the Planner with the task mentioned here inside this tab. So this is what we are implemented, and one important part is that the user doesn't have any chat, any way to ask by using a prompt, because behind the scenes we have some prompts that works every time in the same way to extract information in a very quick way.
And of course, that means that obviously in Copilot you could ask this similar kind of things, but this way you don't need to write the prompt because you actually have the prompt behind the buttons and operational. So that makes perfect sense.
One more thing, we developed this widget that you can see here, but the idea is to implement more widget. A cool feature is the widget where we can add some power-ups inside, because also companies that we have a lot of power-ups application, or for example citizen developer in their company, they can build the application from itself, and they can put the application inside our dashboard. So I think this is a really cool feature.
Yep, makes perfect sense. And this is that's what's a really cool implementation. What's always kind of this kind of implementation comes to mind if you've been around in a long time for Microsoft 365 and in this space. This is the classic digital dashboard concept once again. Which we as a Microsoft, we've been having that even in Outlook. If you click your email box right now in Microsoft 365, you still have the digital dashboard there, where we have not invested for many, many years. But this actually provides a nice kind of a modernization on the whole concept as well, with clear value of the AI as well, which is really, really cool. Really awesome implementation.
Now, just one thing again. One of the important part of this implementation was to reuse the same UI, so the same UI and UX of Microsoft 365 by using Fluent UI 9 React implementation, of course. This means, for example, that we are able to integrate perfectly with, for example, with Teams. If we change the theme of Teams, we are able to have the same colors inside the dashboard without write any additional CSS or different kind of technique to apply the colors, because it's completely integrated. It's the same UI kit that Microsoft use to build Microsoft 365.
True. Absolutely. Really good demo as well. And of course, the Power App is a bit of an exception because that comes from the Power Platform side, and that's why it doesn't actually add up. But it's just to call that out as well. Really, really cool. Awesome implementation and awesome capabilities, and a nice modernization of that classic digital dashboard concept for sure. And just for anybody who's not really super familiar, just to kind of explain what is the web part and what is the solution. This is technically one web part in SPFX, which is then pretty smart. And inside of the web part, you have then the widgets. But if anybody who's not super technical, they might be like wondering, web part, no web part, what? But you can expose the web parts directly in Teams as a personal application as well, or in Microsoft 365 app. And that's what we saw here as a full integrated scenario. Really, really cool.
Yeah.
Good. Let me actually go back in here for a talking heads a bit and a few questions. So for SharePoint Framework, what you actually gave us really good reference points already, and thank you for the feedback on related on that one. You are happy with SharePoint Framework development. Obviously, it provides security, automatic hosting, security within a tenant. Is that, for example, a customer discussion point nowadays as the security comes to be more and more important thing for customers?
Yes, of course. One of the most important part for us to use SharePoint Framework is that so two main things. One is the hosting inside SharePoint and Microsoft 365. So we don't need to host anything outside, or maybe we can host our API, for example, but we don't need to manage anything regarding the hosting of the application, the assets, and so on. And the second part, probably it's the most important, it's the context that the SharePoint Framework are able to give us, like the authentication and everything regarding
security,
the entry point to call the SharePoint API and the Graph API. This is very interesting because it's more simple to develop application for us in this way than in the standard way, like an application, a web application that will be hosted inside one iframe and so on. So this is very powerful, and and I think that we have a great community around the SharePoint framework. We can find a lot of ideas on the samples. We can find, why not, some code that we can reuse because it's open source on GitHub, and we can reuse inside our solution. So it's very great. I like very much, personally, I like very much SharePoint Framework.
Cool. Thank you for the feedback on that one. And then kind of a final words on anybody who's like, the hackathon, I should have actually come to the hackathon. What about next year? Will you be in a hackathon? And any words for anybody?
Of course, of
Should
course.
they be in a hackathon? So,
Of course, we try to win again. I don't know, but we can try. We can try. Yes, of course.
Why not?
We have some, Angelo. You know, we have some products in the pipeline that we have to release this year, maybe next year. And why not? It's very simple to participate. And again, why not? Why not participate and then share our journey, our experience on create a application on top of SharePoint Framework.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. Cool. I think that sums up the video pretty nicely. So thank you, Fabio. Thank you, Angelo, on a great demo and a submission. That was a really, really cool setup. And thank you for a bit about explaining also the AI integration. How did you came up at that as the additional hackathon idea on the dashboard? But thank you for the time for the video, and congratulations one more time on winning.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.